Since that day you saved my life, I have presumed I knew you. But now, 1,000 letters from your father go unopened, yet one scribbled from your sister changes everything. I didn't even know you had a sister. We are broke, old pal. We can't afford a passage back to your old world, back to your family. Not unless you suddenly remembered what work is. Dynamite fishing? You're serious? Well, the village north is always short on food. Remember when we escaped the pits back when? Still some dynamite left. I owe my life to you. You go, I follow. Here it is. A long sea journey won't make me give up my vow to stick by you. Even more roasted fish. You're just destroying coral, you clown. All the blistered fish they could ever want.
Oh, what the chimichurri was that, Boom?
Even more roasted fish. All the blistered fish they could...
Ah, that burnt fuera! I told you drifters before, rum don't grow on trees. Here are your tickets. Hurry, drifters. The boat is leaving soon.
So, this is it. We're leaving paradise behind. You never talked much about family and the like. But you're dead serious about this, aren't you? No matter. I made a vow to defend you. And I don't break an oath. Even if a blind man could see you leap into the deepest pit of dung.
I have never asked anything of you, firstborn. Not when you stole away a tiptoe, leaving the family burden at your little sister's door. Our father is accused of high treason. Dare you to believe it? Will you now stand by, knowing gentle father is indungeoned? It must kill him. Please come home. We need you. Is it really you, dearest sibling? I never dared hope you'd return. Do you remember Bright Sands? Of course you do. We loved it here. It's changed now. The Royal Council support Uncle Edvard. Father barely cold, and he's pulling everything down.
Those houses. You never said how wealthy you were. Why were we selling fish and sleeping in barns?
Never told your friend of Good and Sons? There is much to be said, but not now. Dear father's funeral begins.
Where have you been? Without you brats, we'll never be done with this obligation.
Looks like Death claimed the wrong brother.
No matter, so few are here, when they are the few he loved most.
Nobody likes a traitor, let alone his tainted offspring. Better make yourself scarce.
We shall, dear sibling, for now. I have acquired a small island with the last of my funds, and passage for all still loyal to Father. Together, we shall clear his name, or die trying.
Your sister reminds me of you. Must mean new adventures await, old pal.
This is it. Ditch water. End of the world. I hope you like it quiet.
What? Still here? Establishing a rival company on that disheveled island?
Let Uncle Edvard scoff. A modest island, yes, but if you're at all like Father, you'll look beyond appearances. We must shelter the good, loyal people who have shown solidarity with our family. We need every hand we can get if we are to expunge this debris. Timber, very good. I'll try not to think of the coffin.
You reached a new milestone.
Do you remain here out of spite? Or is this some futile attempt at competition? As you are so desperate to appear responsible, you'll be pleased to hear the cost of that fantastical funeral falls to you.
Miserly, uncharitable dastard! Picking and choosing what he inherits.
We need something first.
Father wouldn't have wanted us to sit on our hands while our one prospect was in such a state. So let's gather our townsfolk and ask them to spruce the place up. Mourning is eased, now we have others for company, sibling. It's been a hard day of labour for us all. We should cater to our tired, hungry people. See what slander Edvard prints in Bright Sands! We are running low on timber, but there's plenty in the ruins. He twists every article in his favour at our and Father's expense.
You reached a new milestone.
It's been a long, hard day. The people need to rest, and maybe wet their whistles.
Peddlers say there's nowhere to take it. Nice day for it.
Feels an eternity since the funeral. And the cost! Oh, why, it was extortionate. Ready to repay. Repay me now, or sell up? I loathe the reek of lanolin, but if farmers' smocks are all you have...
Your people are recovered and desirous to proceed. Set them to it. We're going to need as much space as we can clear. Speak to our humble cousin. He writes of a worker riot in Bright Sands. It seems we are not alone in our contempt for Edvard.
Maybe 3 or 4 pictures. I wouldn't like to see.
We'd rather die than stay. Our flags still wave for Samuel. Let Edvard oppress us no more!
If your father had... Tell me you've managed...
Bah, black sheep. Have you any wool?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 4 bags full.
A life away from Edvard? We're on board. Only, we've no shit to get on board of.
I need help with me loadage.
If you pick me, you may have my boat. It's my poor aunt's legacy. Her second husband was a decent sailor. Everybody on board to meet...
What? Has your cleft of the family no shame that it now resorts to abducting my workers? The Queen's ambassador himself shall hear of this.
Abduction is a severe accusation.
And if I may, excuse me, a false one. We left Edvard quite willingly.
Pencil polishing popinjay. I should have been rid of you long ago.
I see nothing criminal. A bit of interfamilial bickering is only natural, and hardly a matter for the crown. And as for you, I have quite forgotten my manners. Sir Archibald Blake, ambassador and confidant to the Queen. Despite the circumstances, Her Majesty and I were pleased to hear of your return. Your father's death was a tragedy. We regret he never had the chance of a fair trial.
The real tragedy here is the vast funeral bill that goes unpaid, while this brat is living the life of O'Reilly.
Sadly, your uncle has indeed alerted me to some floating liabilities. I fear you have no choice but to settle them if I am to grant you your crown shipping license.
Edvard registered the debt officially.
Don't worry. That old tyrant can't hold us back anymore.
Indeed. Once my letterpress is up and running, the truth will come back to haunt Edvard. For your hospitality, please use my ship howsoever you may wish.
Now that sounds like good news.
As to the debt, my hands are tied, but it may warm Her Majesty's heart to see a new enterprise taking shape.
Maybe Edvard will try to prevent us owning a shipyard. But for now, let's at least house those workers.
A fire broke out.
With several passionate young reporters enlisted, our publishing house is already well underway.
Our dream of a shipyard is impossible without plenty of qualified hands.
You reached a new milestone.
Our editorial section is sure to grow along with your city. We are fine-tuning the first issue as we speak.
I am Heshua Princess Ching. My father and mother sent me as an ambassador.
The fire has been vanquished.
Willie Wibblesock, self-made man, no shame in it. Wibbly, if you like. How it'll be in the fairy tales.
You have father's fortitude. These people will follow you as they once followed him.
You reached a new milestone.
Your worthless rags have barely covered anything. Now, bring me sails. It's not like you have any use for them.
Clearly, Uncle's intention is to keep us from ever owning a shipyard.
Know what Annie does with royalists? We dunk you full of fish.
Poor Anne's father was executed by the Mad King, and now she is mad herself.
Ship under attack.
The Emporium Exotique looks forward to your patronage, if you can afford it.
You will not spoil my plans with your tardiness. Where am I, sail? Nothing you do will lift the cloud. Haven't seen a prison transport of mine, have you? If you do, be sure to return any salvage to me.
Saved! Do you also then save us from a grievous injustice? Edward's charges against us are pure fabrication. The man is an imposter.
A letter. It bears Edvard's seal.
Will you work your magic for us? What we...
Don't even think about sheltering Samuel's co-conspirators. Deliver them to prison at once, and I might lift your debt.
Open the letter. He's clearly up to no good.
However much we despise Uncle Edvard, it's criminal to go opening his private correspondence.
Cure! A promise kept.
It cannot be. These names are those Father trusted most. Barristers, doctors, academics. Even I am astonished he could be this corrupt. We must put their cases before the highest authority and hope for a retrial.
He certainly knows how to silence his critics.
If you pop off now, you'll be back in time for tennis. Buckaroo! Have you heard the expression, a stitch in time saves 9? What is it you are bringing? Did he really? Oh dear. Best leave these poor people with me. I will tell Edvard that the debt between you is quite settled.
That was none of your business. And what right has the Crown to meddle in my accounts? What right?
We are, all of us, quite moved by your selfless actions. Your father would be proud.
I am so relieved our legitimacy is no longer in question. Hurry! I already smell the tar. See, the masts are swaying from Father's study.
So lovely to meet you, dearie. But a word of advice. Always watch your back.
A competitor raised a settlement.
Whatever you do.
A fire broke out. An explosion in one of your factories. Your city has grown ugly. The fire left ruins behind. Your city has grown more beautiful.
Ah, you're ready. Her Majesty has little patience. I'd skip to it if I were you. Bish, bang, bibbly, there she blows!
Farm? We know fields. We're fed at least. We need more farmhands.
You'll soon be making a name for yourself.
Our city's historic first shipyard. We must document this moment in our first edition.